There will be no distribution of food assistance benefits until after the shutdown ends. Just yesterday, the administration said half would be freed up this month from a contingency fund. And CBS's Chris Van Cleve reports the chaos at many airports is spreading.
Marathon-long security lines could soon become a reality for travelers across the country.
I was at the line for like about 5 hours, but I still didn't get to the check-in.
At Houston's Bush Airport on Monday, passengers waited more than 3 hours in line. TSA staffing is so low because of sick calls due to the government shutdown. The airport could only staff checkpoints in 2 of its 5 terminals.
With his comments in recent days, President Trump has helped train the Election Day spotlight today on New York City in the battle for mayor. Trump has criticized Democratic Socialist Zoran Mamdani and has threatened to withhold federal funds if he's elected. And today, Trump urged Jews not to vote for him.
When we think about how best to fight Donald Trump, one way we can do so is by understanding Andrew Cuomo for what he is, the candidate endorsed by Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and Stephen Miller.
Cuomo, a longtime Trump political foe, is the former governor running as an independent.
The city is not a socialist city. The state is not a socialist state. Socialism has never worked anywhere on the globe. Not Venezuela, not Cuba. It's not going to work in New York City.
Tributes today for Dick Cheney, the nation's 46th vice president, who died at 84.
I'm Stacey Lynn at the White House. George W. Bush described his former vice president as a calm and steady presence in the White House amid great national challenges, and said he would remember Cheney for the decent, honorable man that he was. In a statement, Senator Mitch McConnell said Cheney's intellect, experience, and resolve made America safer. While the White House has lowered flags to half-staff, President Trump has not commented yet on his death.
CBS's Michael Wallace tells us math teachers at an Arizona high school received hundreds of death threats over their Halloween costumes.
The 8 teachers in Vail near Tucson wore T-shirts with fake blood and the words, "Problem solved." It was a reference to solving math problems, but many people who saw the photos online thought the teachers were mocking the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The teachers received hundreds of threats by email and phone. The school superintendent says the situation was taken out of context.
And checking Wall Street, right now the Dow is down 138 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We have the election lowdown coming up at first. KIRO Newsradio traffic. You've got a crash blocking 2 lanes on southbound 99 near the stadiums. You're backed up to the U District. Near Tiger Mountain, 1 lane of westbound State Route 18 is blocked near I-90 after a crash involving a semi. Travel times, Everett to Seattle and Federal Way to Seattle, both over an hour. Renton to Bellevue, 34 minutes. You start pumping brakes from about mid-span west on the lake bridges right now. Traffic brought to you by Closets by Design. Custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. ClosetsByDesign.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Seattle police are searching for a vicious robber. KIRO 7 TV's Samantha Lobibaugh reports the SPD has just released photos of the man
accused of brutally attacking an 88-year-old woman at her Rainier Beach home on October 15th. Chris Potts lives in the neighborhood near 64th Avenue South.
All we heard the cops tell the fire department is she's missing a finger. My daughter and I are like, what?
When she fought back, police say the man bit off her finger. The suspect last seen in a black hoodie, black pants, backpack, and gray shoes.
We've put photos of the suspect at mynorthwest.com. The Clallam County Sheriff's Office has suspended the search for a missing boater due to dangerous river conditions. 39-year-old Alfonso Graham was on a boat that overturned on a river in Forks Thursday. Rescuers pulled 2 other boaters from the water, Christian Akers and his 7-year-old son Wyatt. Both died. The Akers dog was later found safe by a Forks resident. A growing listeria outbreak is affecting people in multiple states, including Washington. KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss reports.
The Snohomish County woman has just gotten out of the hospital after coming down with severe symptoms connected to the outbreak from pasta meals, frozen and ready ready-to-eat, available at Trader Joe's, Walmart, and QFC, and supplied by Nate's Fine Foods out of Northern California.
Grocery stores should be double-checking, triple-checking their freezer capacities, too, to make sure that this product is off the shelves.
So far, the outbreak across 18 states has sickened 27 people. 6 have died.
It is General Election Day. This is an off-year election with no national race on Washington state ballots. But Stuart Holmes with the Secretary of State's office says there are plenty of local positions, mayors, county executives, school board members. Funding might be on the line for your local school or fire department. In short,
these are the elections in which most directly impact your daily life on a regular basis.
You have until 8 p.m. to get your ballot into an election drop box. After their primetime win on Sunday Night Football, are the Seahawks looking to make a move ahead of today's trade deadline? ESPN's Adam Schefter tells the Pat McAfee Show.
Something is going on in Seattle. Seattle would be a team to watch.
Teams have until 1 p.m. to make a move. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 45 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Tuesday, November 4th. It is Election Day. Get out there and vote. Good morning, Ursula.
Good morning. Hey, at a time when millions of Americans are looking for jobs, there is one job in this country that is extremely lucrative and you don't even have to work. We're going to explain coming up at 9:30. We do have a very full show for you today. Later this hour, or actually later in the show, we're going to be speaking with Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell. We've also invited his challenger, Katie Wilson, to join us. Our text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Ursula's top stories of the day brought to you by Bath Fitter Northwest.
And we have some breaking news this morning. President Trump now says SNAP food benefits will not be paid until the federal government reopens. In a post on Truth Social, the president blamed what he calls radical left Democrats for blocking funding and says he is now waiting for legal direction before moving forward. So if we are to understand this, that stance appears to defy 2 federal court orders requiring that the administration released at least partial payments. As we have been reporting, there are 42 million Americans who rely on SNAP each month, including nearly 900,000 here in Washington. And with November benefits already overdue, food banks are seeing record demand. And that is why the city of Seattle has now approved $8 million in emergency funding for 32 food banks citywide. But Seattle City Council President Sarah Nelson tells KIRO 7 TV this is only a temporary fix.
There's really about a $16 million need right now. And so we just don't have those resources. But here we have the first example of us needing to take matters into our own hands and protect our people in our city.
And again, she says that money is only going to stretch for about 2 months, G, meaning if this standoff drags on, the hunger crisis is going to deepen very quickly.
Yeah, when you all hear President Trump come out and make this announcement, and you hear that 42 million Americans who rely on SNAP, you've heard that. But I want you to just think about it a little deeper than that. I want you to think that right now it's November, so kids are in school. This will mean there will be kids going to school hungry. Also, there will be adults that will be skipping meals. There will be people that are stretching beans and rice and all of the things that maybe you have done in your lifetime when food was short. We are already, even before all of this, I talked about it in the Safeway Albertsons endorsements and ads all the time. 1 in 8 people in our nation right now are dealing with food insecurity. And so also when you're thinking about people going hungry, don't forget about our seniors in this country. Our seniors in this country that will have to choose between their meds and their dinner. And I have to say it that way because I just don't think people understand those types of things. And oh, by the way, when Donald Trump defies this court order, just remember, he cannot be held in contempt. If you remember last year in 2024, there was the landmark decision of the Supreme Court of the United States. It determined that presidential immunity from criminal prosecution, it extends to all of the president's official acts. So yes, it does not matter what the court says. Donald Trump can do what he wants to do.
And right now, he is playing to his base, framing the welfare programs as bloated or abused, even though most SNAP recipients are working families, their children, or the elderly. I took a look into what the status is here in the state of Washington. About 7% of SNAP payments were issued in error last year. Most of that was paperwork mistakes or agency errors, not fraud. Actual proven fraud, we're talking about people who are intentionally lying or selling benefits, is estimated at under 1%. Although EBT card theft and skimming have cost the state a few $1 million in the past 2 years. I want to point out that the real scams are hiding in plain sight, in those billion-dollar tax breaks for the rich, or offshore accounts, or those big write-offs for private jets and other luxury items. And somehow we are angrier about a struggling family buying a steak instead of a billionaire skipping out on millions and millions in taxes. And sadly, first of all, I'm going to say that says a lot about who we think deserves grace and who we think deserves scrutiny. But I want to also point out that Trump's own base and voters are being affected by this. I mean, listen to this voter in Georgia who is worried about making it through the holidays.
I hope it's brief, It's just scary. I keep waking up and having nightmares about running out of food and stuff. It's crazy. There are a lot of people, especially online, who will talk about everybody on food stamps is lazy or on drugs or whatever. That's not the case. 2/3 of food stamp recipients are disabled, elderly, or children, and then the others are actually working full time. They just don't make enough money to feed their families. This isn't just my story. This is 42 million people's story. I'm not the only one that's looking at the month of November and maybe even December and, Thanksgiving and Christmas, what am I feeding my family?
So a lot of uncertainty, and then now even more uncertainty because the president put that post on Truth Social, which, again, is different from what we had been told just yesterday.
Yeah. But we knew and we talked about the potential of this. In January of this year, a lot of people said it was just fear-mongering. As a matter of fact, I'll wait till you get your next story, but I want to play something that Barack Obama said just yesterday, right? And here he goes.
A year ago, I remember talking to folks who would tell me, this election doesn't matter. These are some well-educated, bright, people. They say, whoever the next president ends up being, it's not going to affect me. That's what they would say. If nothing else, the last 9 months should have cured us of that idea. Because the stakes are now clear. We don't need to speculate about the dangers to our democracy. They're here.
He speaks truth. And which is why this next story actually is so disappointing, because it is election day and you wouldn't know it from the numbers here in Washington. So as of 5 p.m. yesterday, fewer than 1 in 5 registered voters had returned their ballots statewide. That is, again, under 20% compared to more than 22% at the same point in 2021 and far below the nearly 80% turnout seen in the 2024 presidential election. Now, we've got it's an off-year election, but we have some big races. In King County, you're talking about county executive. In Seattle, the race for mayor. In Pierce County, they're also picking a new mayor. In Everett, there's also a new mayor. And some people just can't even bother.
I was getting ready to leave the gym this morning, and I was saying goodbye to my I called them my seasoned brothers. I was getting ready to leave. I always say goodbye to them, and they always ask me what's going on the show today. And well, he's not young. He's about my age. He comes by, and he comes to say hello to us. And one of them says, hey, you voted, right? And he says, voted? And he says, yeah, you voted. He says, well, vote for who?
Oh, no.
And then they say, and the look on their faces when he said vote for who, they were so hurt. I was hurt. And then they kindly said, hey, you know it's the election today. Are you going to vote? He says, oh, I didn't know. And so so it goes to what you are saying right now. And the thing is, Ursula, we have been don't get me wrong, we have our problems in the United States of America. I'm not saying that. But compared to the rest of the world, we have had it so good in this country. So good where people walk out, they might have an opinion, they get on social media, they say their opinion, their freedom of speech, and they go to work and do this and all these kind of things. And by the way, even if you have gone through some hard times, you're essentially in the United States of America. So I just don't think a lot of us really have understood how important your vote is. You talk about the story all the time, how you couldn't vote when you first moved here. You think that you've looked at a history book and you've seen what people have gone through to be able to have the right to vote.
But I got a question for you. And I have a question for all of you. Because this is the first time I'm actually considering saying yes. Because my question is, do you think we should have odd year elections when turnout is this low? Should we just go for even year elections and...
I have a fix.
What's that?
Just make every first Tuesday of November a holiday.
I don't think that's going to do it.
We have mail-in ballots
here,
man.
We have mail-in ballots. So we cannot make it any easier.
No. Just make it a holiday. Make Election Day a holiday. I don't know what's wrong with that.
Because how long does it take? How long did it take you to fill out your ballot this time?
What do you guys do?
Not even a half hour.
Okay, so what other holidays do we do? I mean, we still got people still celebrating Columbus Day in this country.
So, question for all of you: do you think we should have Election Day as a holiday, or do you think we should have only even year elections where, I mean, again, just looking back, when it was a presidential election, we're talking about turnout closer to 80%, which is what it should be each and every time. I mean, and when you're talking about these low numbers, when all is said and done, the Secretary of State's office thinks maybe it's going to be 35% statewide. I mean, we're talking about such a small number of people who are deciding some very big races. These races are things that actually affect your life.
Why can't we do both?
Why can't we? I mean, well, and that's the question.
If it's a holiday,
do you support either?
It would totally increase turnout nationally. Let's not forget that in a lot of states, they've closed so many polling places that you have to wait 3 hours in line. They don't have them open on weekends, etc. Yeah, let's do both.
Okay, text us 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Open enrollment is here, in case you haven't noticed, and brace yourself because health insurance rates on Washington's exchange are jumping by more than 20% on average next year. Nearly 300,000 people in our state buy their plans through the health benefit exchange, but with those rate hikes, officials estimate maybe 80,000 people are going to drop coverage altogether. Jim Doyle could be one of them, and he tells KIRO 7 TV he's been unemployed for several months, and his premium is climbing by about $60 a month.
I think a lot of people will more than likely just not have insurance, right? I think I would choose food over insurance or shelter over health insurance.
Now, one of the big reasons prices are going up, of course, are the federal tax credits that kept premiums lower. They're about to expire unless Congress renews them.
Those folks have saved an average of about $1,300 a year. For seniors, it's more like $1,900 a year.
Aaron Van Tull is with the State Insurance Commissioner's Office, and he says if too many people drop out, costs will actually go up for everyone else.
And they would leave the insurance pool, which would drive costs up for everybody else. And then in the event those people did need medical care, theoretically they would turn to, an emergency room, which also winds up just pushing costs up down the road for everyone else.
So just a reminder, if you get your coverage through the exchange, shop around, compare plans, but don't miss open enrollment.
Yeah, and I think it feels and seems like a lot of the things that we are talking about right now used to be things that we're like, well, that only affects them. It only hurts them, so I don't need to be bothered because it only affects them. Now we are starting to have topics that say, oh, if them over there, if they are opting out and they can't afford health insurance, then you over there, your insurance premiums are going to increase. Mm-hmm. And then you got the youngsters. And by the way, I remember being young in my 20s. Guess what? I didn't need health insurance. That's what I used to say. I used to say that all the time.
Same.
And right now, come on now. I know people relate to what I'm talking about. Right now, you got youngsters right now that are like, okay, do I want to pay a premium of $500 or $600 a month, or do I want to just take my chances? Well, you got a lot of young folks who are already struggling, that are underpaid, underhoused, that are like, yo, you know what? I'm going to take my chances. The more they take their chances, the more that's right, you over there, your insurance premium increases.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are finding out. Now, question for you. I'd love to share some of your stories if you have filled it out and your costs are going up, or maybe you are someone who is choosing to opt out because of the higher premiums. Tell us why. Also, for those of you who are choosing not to vote today, I see Michael in Enumclaw texted in. He is sharing that he did not vote because he's so tired of not knowing the truth out of anybody's mouth, right side or left side.
Yeah, here comes the truth right now. Here's the truth. Right now, the last SNAP payments that paid out was October 20th. That's the truth.
Yeah.
And right now it is November 4th, and there have been no SNAP payout payments. That's the truth.
And Michael, I beg of you, you still have time. That make your voice known. You don't want your livelihood or your fate to be decided by such a small percentage of actual registered voters. Okay, I'm going to stop right here because I don't want to get into this next topic. Coming up at 9:30, Gee, we're going to talk about a job that is really lucrative, especially if you lose it.
Sure. I mean, I'm talking about... I say it's equivalent to like being a part of the cartel. That's how lucrative it is.
We got a big guest, too, coming up at 11 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. The mayor, Bruce Harrell, joins us at 11. Stick around, Gee and Ursula.
The Jake and Spike Show.
I love this guy. Paulie Sweet Smell Fabrizi.
Weekdays noon to 3.
Shut up. It's a real name. I swear to you. His last name's Fabrizi.
Do you like Febreze?
I don't like fake smells.
The problem that I have with it, now that I have babies, and babies are constantly like putting their face all over everything, you might as well just go spray your baby.
And you know how kids get on couches when they're little? Face first.
That's right.
They plant their face, use that as a pivot point.
Kids stink all the time, so if anybody could use Febreze, it'd be a kid because they smell so bad.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live on YouTube.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
JTV, Jewelry Television. With 80,000 jewelry looks, we're kind of a big deal. Even bigger with new lines of designer handbags, fragrances, and more. And biggest of all, because you could win a 7-night stay in Bali, spending money, and thousands worth of JTV jewelry, making you kind of a big deal. Enter by December 7th at jtv.com/sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Then watch JTV on TV or shop jtv.com for big holiday deals.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone,
Welcome to AutoZone.
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets a Duralast battery.
Have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Cold is leaking and rocks are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
Looking for high-quality assisted living that won't drain your life savings? At Care Partners Living, we offer compassionate care at a price that helps stretch and preserve your estate. No unnecessary luxury, just the support you need with dignity and heart. And if you ever need to convert to Medicaid, you don't have to move. With communities across Washington and Arizona, including new locations in Port Orchard, Sumner, Mercer Island, and North Creek Bothell, there's a Care Partners community near you. Care Partners Living, compassionate care and peace of mind. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
JTV, Jewelry Television. With 80,000 jewelry looks, we're kind of a big deal. Even bigger with new lines of designer handbags, fragrances, and more. And biggest of all, because you could win a 7-night stay in Bali, spending money, and thousands worth of JTV jewelry, making you kind of a big deal. Enter by December 7th at jtv.com/sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Then watch JTV on TV or shop jtv.com for big holiday deals.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The dining district at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Every Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. President Trump posted on social media this morning that he will not release emergency money that would even partially fund SNAP food benefits until the government reopens. That contradicts what his own agriculture secretary is saying, that the program will receive funding, but she says it's a cumbersome process and there could be delays. The city of Seattle is not waiting. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch reports the mayor and city council have approved their own emergency funding.
There are more than 50,000 people in Seattle who depend on SNAP, and their benefits ran out November 1st. The city council voted unanimously 9-0 to free up $8 million to fund SNAP through the end of the year. Councilmember Alexis Mercedes Rink.
The federal government has the power to turn this funding back on, even during a shutdown, and they simply lack the will to do so. This is a choice.
Money from the city will come from its $85 million discretionary subfund. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
With air traffic controllers working without pay during the shutdown, more flights are being canceled or delayed due to staffing issues. CBS's Chris Van Cleve reports.
Former New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu runs the trade association representing the nation's airlines.
You're looking at an exponential problem, a real gridlock problem, if these folks don't get their act together in Washington.
How concerned are you today about the Thanksgiving holiday?
Extremely.
The government shutdown is on pace to become the longest in U.S. history as of tomorrow. This is Election Day, and you have one statewide measure on the ballot. It would change the way your tax money that funds the state's new long-term care program is handled. KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon explains.
Legislators want to invest that money in stocks, but the state constitution currently bans that. Supporters point to pensions and college saving funds, which average a growth rate of 8% every year. Those who are not in favor of this move, though, point to the 2008 economic crisis and say that dollars need to be kept in stable investments like bonds.
Several mayor's races are on the ballot today. Seattle residents are choosing between incumbent Bruce Harrell and challenger Katie Wilson. In Tacoma, council members Anders Ibsen and John Hines are vying for the spot Victoria Woodards is leaving. And Everett voters are deciding between incumbent Cassie Franklin and challengers Scott Murphy. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 228 points. NASDAQ is off 358. KIRO News Radio traffic. You've got a crash blocking 2 lanes on southbound 99 near the stadiums. Near Tiger Mountain, 1 lane of westbound State Route 18 is blocked near I-90 after a crash involving a semi there. And you've got a disabled vehicle on the I-90 bridge westbound that has you jammed up from about mid-span into Seattle. Travel times improving a bit. Everett to Seattle, 30 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, still 1 hour. Renton to Bellevue, 38. Traffic brought to you by AAA. AAA Washington membership unlocks epic roadside rescues, hundreds of local perks and discounts, travel and insurance expertise, and more. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the mid-50s. It is 47 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show, and at a time when we talk about so many people looking for jobs or losing their jobs, it's almost obscene that we're going to be talking about this job that can get you tons of money if you are a failure at it, and then you can still continue to get paid for doing nothing. And what job am I talking about? Louisiana State University head football coach Brian Kelly has that job, or at least he did. He was hired back in late 2021 on a 10-year deal that was worth about $95 million, but he was fired last month after that blowout loss to Texas A&M. And now we find out he is walking away with a giant golden parachute. So by contract, LSU has to pay 90% of what is still on his deal, which we're talking about $53 million. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry tells the Pat McAfee show that taxpayers are on the hook.
People are saying, oh, no, the taxpayers aren't liable. They're not reading the contract. And that contract binds the state of Louisiana. If we have to pay $53 million and somebody else doesn't step up to foot that bill, the state of Louisiana has to foot that bill.
Man, like, is there any other job like that? Well, I suppose if you are a CEO of a big company and they want to give you a golden parachute, that's happened.
Yeah. Now, can we go down memory lane for a second? Because I told my wife the other day, I said, I feel like the news that we talk about every single day, it's all stuff that comes back. Okay, let's go down memory lane. Do you guys remember when folks used to say, well, college football isn't the same anymore because the players now, they're getting paid, or the players now are being able to transfer. Do you guys remember how people used to demonize these players for getting a slice of pizza? Remember those times? Oh, how dare Reggie Bush, USC, got his Heisman Trophy taken away because his family got some benefits. And now today, we are talking about college coaches. If and when they fail, there are buyouts. On these notes right here, let's talk about James Franklin over there in Penn State, who just got dang near $80 million. Name a job that you can do and fail and get paid out. But here's the kicker. These are state schools. So when it's state schools and you start talking about the payout, a lot of people don't know. Sometimes that taxpayer money comes into play on some of these payouts. So it's not just the boosters. All I'm saying is, Ursula, is that the focus used to always be on the players, the college football players. Meanwhile, the college football coaches are just raking in money hand over fist.
So true.
And so when the next time you say, well, college football, the tradition is just not so good anymore.
That's me who says that.
No, it's not just you. It's not. No. You don't even, Ursula, you're not even a really big time into that college football. You're a pedestrian.
That's true.
Like you,
I'm an occasional.
You used to give your tickets to your coworkers. You're not, no. But you get on all of these sites and everything, and they get upset. How dare that 18-year-old pick another school? How dare him miss a field goal kick? We have demonized the players, but these coaches get to do everything they want. So that's why I'm sitting here.
I hear you. Can I ask you this? Can you say, I like college football the way it was before, when it really was kind of really that collegiate experience and, they got the scholarships, and also say it's outrageous and almost criminal the amounts of money that the college football coaches are the highest paid state employees?
I'm gonna. You know what? That's a fair question. Let me tell you something. You want to know why people liked college football before? No, seriously. You liked college football before is because the talent, the main reason why you're watching the game, the players, they weren't getting paid. All they got was room and board and education. Now, I don't want to go through this right now and tell you guys about any type of system in history where you didn't get paid for your labor and you got room and board. That's the reason why college football is what it is today. Because of so many years, everybody else got paid. Example, let me ask you guys if you think this is fair. Let's say it's a bowl game. It's a bowl game. Your university of whatever you like is going to a bowl game. At that bowl game, the coaches, of course, they go. The coaches' families, they go. All of the boosters, everybody gets to go. But this player has a family. And this player, how's his family going to go? His family has to have money to be able to go to that trip. And then not only do you go, let's say you win. You win the bowl game. The coaches get bonuses. The university gets money.
Right.
And guess what the kids get?
Extra pizza? No, I know what you're saying.
A T-shirt.
I totally, and a trophy and the pride and all that. I totally understand that. And I mean, beyond room and board, I mean, like you said, they get an education, which, in some cases that could be $200,000 or $300,000 worth of education. That said, I think the disparity is ridiculous. So I'm not against.
It was a great question, though.
Yeah, I'm not against the students, getting something, but I think it's undeniable that it has changed the flavor of the game in terms of like there's no loyalty.
Sure, we were operating in ignorance before,
yes.
and so it was like, oh, the sweet system.
Yes.
And you're absolutely right, Gee. That was egregiously wrong,
Yes.
and I guess it's been corrected to some extent now. The issue that I have is that the system that has come out of that, regardless of the players getting paid, is the fact that the programs keep getting bigger. We're on the hook now for $100 million contracts for state employees when we can't feed people or give them health care.
Yeah, that's what's sick.
And the costs are only going to go up for taxpayers, and all the programs are in debt. We're bidding more and more with public money to play a game.
You want to know another thing that can I just tell you guys a secret about something that you guys don't know?
What's that?
You ever hear about that foosball player? They're like, oh my God, what did he major in? He majored in that. Oh,
Yeah.
Was that real?
Yeah.
Okay, watch this. Hey, I'm getting a scholarship to this university. I want to major in engineering. No, you can't do that. That's during practice times or classes. These are the ones that you can only major in. You can't major in some of these other things because we can't do that.
That's too much. Yeah, the kids were used. Absolutely.
Good stuff, Ursula. Hey, the world famous Would You Rather next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio is right there with you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
We continue to be in recovery mode on northbound I-5.
Watch live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Newfangled idea of having to see the people while they're talking.
The office, the gym, wherever you are.
Get on the YouTube channel. The whole gang's there.
KIRO Newsradio. 97.3 FM, powered by mynorthwest.com.
If you or someone you know, maybe a friend or a loved one, were involved in an incident over Halloween weekend, now you're not alone. Halloween, unfortunately, is one of the highest days for DUI nationally. Reach out to DUI Heroes and speak to Jonathan and his team. They are your DUI defense specialists handling cases all over the state of Washington. 1-800-DUI-HERO or DUIHeroes.com. DUI Heroes, your DUI defense specialists.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things have changed, and some things haven't. Using those lanes without a good-to-go account means you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. You'll always pay the lowest toll rate with good-to-go. No change. Carpoolers now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Does a good-to-go pass still save you $2 on every toll? Definitely not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com. Free Flex Passes while supplies last.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At the Boy Scouts of America, our oath remains. A Scout pledges to be kind, helpful, and brave. We're committed to providing a safe and welcoming environment where Scouts can establish the foundations of character that will last a lifetime. Our approach ensures the Boy Scouts of America is building the youth of today into the leaders we'll turn to tomorrow. The Boy Scouts of America. Building character is in our nature. Visit scouting.org to learn more about scouting.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is the Gee and Ursula Show, and if you guys need to know, your boy is working. News Boss is open. Let's go.
Let me make something crystal clear.
Oh, yeah.
This one truly scares me.
It's time to make Ursula uncomfortable.
You know what time it is. It's the world famous Would You Rather game. Here we go. Would you rather have your group chat leaked or your camera roll exposed?
Thank you for reminding me that I need to delete my camera roll.
I mean, these are all the practice selfies and everything.
Exactly. I'm going with my group chat.
Same. Take my group chat. You can have it all. But
there's nothing
really?
that
wait,
incriminating.
no, time out.
Yeah, wait.
Time out.
The rest of the folks might not like that.
Exactly.
But mine are mild. Even the rest of the folks on my group chats.
Okay.
Mild.
My camera roll's clean. But guys, like, what if our group chat got leaked? Because I don't participate in any other ones, really, but if our group chat got leaked,
yeah,
Gee and Ursula chat completely unfiltered.
Wait, hold on.
We're going with thank you.
I gotta tell you.
We're going with camera roll.
I think this might be the hardest would you rather. I'm gonna go camera roll because it's only me and not others. So I'm picking camera roll. Oh, that's so bad.
Allie in Tacoma says, my group chat is diabolical, but pics are mainly dogs. And then Allison from Stillicum says, camera roll exposed 100%. Oh, yeah.
I'll go camera roll. For sure. Camera roll. Because, the group chat, that's cold. You can't do that to people.
It would be a little freeing, though, to have no holds barred, just to release it all. Like, okay,
I will
this
also
is unfiltered.
say, if our group chat was released, none of us would be working.
It would be highly entertaining to read, though. Oh, man, that would be great reading.
Okay, here we go. I'd probably get a letter from upstairs. Would you rather have your favorite meal cooked perfectly every night, or never gain weight no matter what you eat? That was easy. This is easy. Now, your favorite
Option number
meal,
2.
Yeah, same.
I just don't love food that much. But even the food that I don't like that much, man, especially now, it'll stick.
Plus, even your favorite food will become very quickly your least favorite food if you have it every single day.
Okay.
Do you have people in your life, though, who can just eat and eat and eat, and you're like, where is that food going?
Lillian.
I'm so envious.
Yeah, my little old wife. Man, I ain't never met nobody in my life that's just always hungry, always down to eat. Like, how are you hungry right now? Look, since we've been together.
Are you?
Since we've been together, I've never been like, hey, do you want to eat? And she's like, oh, no, thank you. No, that lady wants to eat every day, all day. She loves food. All right, here we go. Chef, this is for you.
Okay.
Great.
Would you rather accidentally send a risky text to your boss or accidentally like your ex's 3-year-old photo?
Oh, God. Oh.
Would you rather send a risky text to your boss?
I'll do the latter. That's easy.
No, this is easy. Oh, I'm sending the text to the boss.
Boss, for sure.
Liking your ex's photo that she or he took 3 years ago? Like Allie said, diabolical. Oh, Lord.
Well, I've sent one to the boss before. You have one of those.
Imagine you're still
come to the office. Hey, I just want to let you know, never, ever again will you do that. Yes, sir.
In fairness, I think this was easy for Ursula.
Yeah.
Ursula has no problem liking a photo from 3. It's no big deal.
Because the exes were from 40 years ago.
Correct.
Jeez.
Well, excuse me, but when were your exes?
You're 13 years ago.
Thank you. You're not a young
plus, there'd be
yourself.
0 chance of me looking at them anyways. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Would you rather your life be narrated by Morgan Freeman or Kevin Hart? That's easy.
Man, pick Kevin Hart.
Oh.
I said who would pick Kevin Hart?
Oh, okay. Yeah, who would? Morgan Freeman
has
all
the best
day.
voice.
The best.
Although, the reason I would say Kevin Hart is because it'd be funny.
I mean, true.
Yeah.
When people are remembering me, I've always said, okay, a couple of things, real clear. So for all of you listening right now, you can hold my husband to this if I go before him.
Okay.
I am not okay with just having a small gathering in the church basement with cake and punch. That's not okay.
Hey, you know what? Keep going. Hey, you know what?
We're gonna have a big old party.
I want it to be a celebration. I want you to open the doors, and everyone who has been impacted by me one way or the other is invited.
Hey, look here. Ursula just said something that most of us have been thinking. You know, when you go downstairs to that church basement, you know the feel, you know the smell. It just smells sad.
Gee.
And everyone's looking at their watches like, how fast can we get out of here? No!
God bless, but if you pass early, I will pour out some blessings in the bag for you.
Oh, man. No, I want fries on the table for everybody.
Right? Exactly. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Okay.
Well, hey, coming up. Okay,
We
just a
needed that
reminder. In the
Would You
11
Rather
o'clock
came
hour.
through again.
Oh, gosh, thank you. I needed that so badly.
Man.
We all needed that. Hey, coming up, you know those little food vendor carts that are popping up everywhere?
Yeah.
There is one county that is saying that they can't go after them.
Why?
Because they don't have permanent addresses. I mean, to which I said, are you bloody kidding me?
All right. So see if you can guess which county in the state is doing that. We'll do that next. Gee and Ursula.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
While you're getting ready every morning, make us part of your routine.
What morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO News Radio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO News Radio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Hey, Mike Salk here. Who's got family coming to town this holiday season? I know I do. My parents will be staying at my house for a few days over Thanksgiving. And obviously, you want to make sure your home is prepared. You want to present a warm environment. And that starts with a well-heated, properly insulated home. Make sure your insulation is ready for that challenge this year by calling Crawl Pros. They'll come to your house, just like they did at mine, do a free corner-to-corner inspection of your crawl space and your attic. If your home has damaged insulation or no insulation in the attic or crawl space, get it fixed before the cold weather really shows up. If you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could qualify to receive a rebate on up to 95% of the cost to properly insulate your crawl space and attic. Yeah, 95%. But you got to act now because many of these rebates are ending at the end of the year, including federal incentives. Call Crawl Pros. They're the crawl space experts, and learn what's going on behind that crawl space and attic hatch for free. Then see what energy rebates you're eligible for. Go to crawlpros.com.
This is Ricky Rubio, point guard for the Phoenix Suns.
And I'm Holly Robinson Peete, actor and along with Ricky, ambassador for Delivering Jobs. We know that a job is empowering and instills confidence. Yet 81% of adults with developmental differences don't have a paid job, even though companies that employ people with differences report better morale and higher productivity.
There are 6.5 million people in the U.S. with an intellectual or developmental difference such as autism.
And now, thanks to Autism Speaks, Best Buddies, the Holly Rod Foundation, and Special Olympics, there has never been more opportunity to improve hiring practices and build a more inclusive workforce. Join me, Ricky Rubio, and these amazing organizations in supporting and creating pathways to 1 million employment and leadership opportunities for this talented community.
Visit deliveringjobs.org to learn more.
That's deliveringjobs.org.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
For 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has earned local trust with honest pricing and guaranteed repairs. That's why they're Carfax preferred. No gimmicks, just great service. Bucky's.com.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. For recipients of federal food assistance, it just got more confusing with the government shutdown in day 35 and President Trump making new threats. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
After promises of partial payments for SNAP benefits came from the White House, President Trump is now causing some confusion. He posted on Truth Social that he would be withholding Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits until the, quote, radical left Democrats open up the government. Earlier, Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins posted that the administration sent new SNAP guidance to states and said they will help them navigate the challenges.
Well, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said today if the shutdown continues and more air traffic controllers call in sick, certain parts of the airspace may have to be closed. Former President George W. Bush calls his Vice President Dick Cheney a decent, honorable man. His family says Cheney died yesterday at 84. CBS's Nancy Cordes.
He really was a standard bearer of conservatism in his time. He was someone who believed in a muscular foreign policy and the use of American strength abroad.
Last year, Cheney's rift with Donald Trump prompted him to support Democrat Kamala Harris. Security sources tell CBS News there are currently no credible threats to polling sites nationwide on this election day. CBS's Michael Wallace says there was some concern early in parts of New Jersey.
The email threats mentioned polling places in 7 different counties. Those locations were all evacuated this morning. Some have since reopened with a larger police presence. Others were moved to new locations nearby. So far, investigators have found no credible threats. New Jerseyans are voting for a new governor.
Virginia voters are also electing a new governor. In New York City, a mayor will be picked. Jeep is out with a recall today as we hear from reporter Jeff Gilbert from Detroit affiliate WWJ.
Jeep is recalling 320,000 Wrangler and Grand Cherokee 4xe plug-in hybrid models which run on gasoline and batteries. The company says a problem with a high-voltage battery could pose a fire risk. Owners are advised not to charge them and park them outside until they can be fixed.
On the Health Watch today, CBS's Michael George tells us
even a modest amount of physical activity can delay Alzheimer's disease for years. That's according to a new Mass General Brigham study that showed people who walked 3,000 to 5,000 steps a day saw cognitive decline delayed for 3 years on average. People who walked 5,000 to 7,000 steps delayed cognitive decline for 7 years.
Wall Street's a down day for stocks. The Dow is off 280. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Quote today at Progressive.com.
A listeria outbreak grows. The food you need to avoid coming up. But first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. Traffic on Highway 99 southbound near the stadiums is rebounding after an earlier crash. You're still bogged down over the Tiger Mountain Summit westbound State Route 18 due to a crash involving a semi. And your disabled vehicle has been cleared from the I-90 bridge westbound. Both lake bridges are wide open right now. Travel times Everett to Seattle 30 minutes, Federal Way to Seattle 52, Renton to Bellevue 33. Traffic brought to you by ProSculpt, the one-day permanent fat loss and skin tightening solution for men and women offered by New Skin Med Spa in Bellevue. ProSculpt.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. A listeria outbreak linked to frozen pasta meals has now sickened 27 people in 18 states, including a woman in Snohomish County. KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss reports.
Symptoms from listeria include fever, muscle aches, and tiredness, and they can hit as early as 3 days and as late as 10 weeks after. Food safety attorney Bill Marler says if there's a chance you have any of the recalled items, get rid of them. Don't take a chance trying to cook out the contamination.
It's not worth the risk.
We are working to put a list of the recalled items on mynorthwest.com. Seattle police have released photos of a man who robbed and bit off the finger of an 88-year-old woman at her home on 64th Avenue South last month. Neighbor Chris Potts tells KIRO 7 TV.
All kinds of cops out here. Fire truck pulls up. All we heard the cops tell the fire department is she's missing a finger. My daughter and I are like, what?
Detectives say the suspect is believed to be a man in his 30s, and you can see photos of him at mynorthwest.com. On this election day, authorities want to reassure you that your ballots will be handled and counted securely. King County election spokesperson Haley Watkins explains.
So after you drop that ballot into a drop box, it's going to be collected by a trained team of 2, brought directly back to our facility here in Renton for processing. And processing happens under the watchful eye of observers from both major political parties, nonpartisan observers, and the public can even watch us work at home on our live stream webcams that are available on our website.
You have until 8 tonight to put your ballot in that drop box. Seattle's Major League Soccer team stays alive in the playoffs with a big win. The Sounders beat Minnesota United 4-2 at Lumen Field last night. Game 3 in the best-of-3 series is set for Saturday in St. Paul. Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh is officially a finalist for American League MVP.
The pitch to Cal, swinging a drive, deep to right field. There it is, number 60.
Raleigh's 60 home runs set a record for a catcher and a switch hitter. He also led the league with 125 runs batted in. Raleigh joins Yankee slugger Aaron Judge and Cleveland's Jose Ramirez as the 3 finalists. The winner will be announced November 13th. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 47 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It's the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Tuesday, November 4th. It is Election Day. Make sure you vote. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Good morning. Hey, speaking of voting, I just heard from my sister who is now officially living up there in Lummi Island. And she said she is doing a 4-hour drive to pick up her ballot, which is still in Edmonds. She was actually asking Chef for some advice on voting. But just a reminder that the reason my sister and I understand the importance of voting is because there was a time when we couldn't vote legally.
Right.
And we'd have to sit on the sidelines. So if you have a chance to vote, do not let it go by the wayside. Okay, text us 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
What's new at 10?
The ongoing government shutdown is really hitting Washington's rural communities especially hard, and nowhere is that more visible potentially than in Skagit County, where food banks are being stretched to the breaking point. At Skagit Valley Neighbors in Need, Director Steve Fox tells King 5 News he is getting ready for up to 600 people at this week's food distribution. That's nearly 30,000 pounds of food. And he is still worried it's not going to be enough.
That's what keeps me awake at night, is wondering if I'm going to have enough food for the next 2 or 3 food bank weeks. Right now we're in good shape, but if this continues, we'll be scratching and clawing.
Nearly 16% of Skagit County residents rely on SNAP benefits. That is actually double the rate here in King County. And while basic funding for SNAP has been partially restored through the end of the month, although just in the last hour, we're not sure about that. I mean, we broke the news about the president posting on Truth Social that nothing's going to happen in terms of SNAP until the shutdown is over. So that's causing new confusion today. But in any case, they are talking about all these things being shut down potentially permanently. Here is Jen Moss with SNAP ED.
A recent study showed that for every dollar spent on SNAP Ed, over $5 is saved in the long run from reduced healthcare costs, educational attainment, life expectancy.
And she's talking about SNAP Ed is actually where you are taught nutrition and budgeting skills, and that goes to more than 1.3 million people statewide. So even when the government reopens, this is another important thing, the big, beautiful bill is going to cut SNAP over 10 years by up to $230 billion. So even if the government, or when the government is open again, we're still talking about cuts.
Yeah. This is a hot topic that we have been talking about, and we need to, because there are Americans that are worried and are already struggling because, again, the SNAP payouts last paid out October 20th. It is now November 4th. It was supposed to be money on everybody's cards, whether it's an EBT card, on November 1st, and that still hasn't happened. Not just the SNAP benefits, not just the money being there. I want people to see this other angle. It is November 4th, and most of us are already thinking about plans for Thanksgiving. But I want you to know that there are so many people across the country that it's hard for them to sleep at night because they are unsure not only how they're going to feed themselves, but how they're going to feed the kids. And remember, when you're talking about SNAP, 2/3 of those that are on SNAP are kids and those disabled.
Speaking of, NBC4 in Tennessee spoke with a Trump voter who might not be able to afford food for her son who has autism.
Around 700,000 Tennesseans rely on SNAP money every month to pay for groceries. That includes Brooke Hill, who has a son with autism. They get around $300 a month, and she's concerned they won't be able to get the special food he needs without it.
It can be embarrassing, and it can be one of those things you don't want to tell people. But when you need them, you need them. And you have to do what you have to do.
It should never be embarrassing to have to feed your child. You should never have to feel shame about that.
Well, we feel shame, and people feel shame because we just sit back and allow people to tell these myths and stories that are centered around SNAP. And I have been saying this for almost 2 weeks now. It is dangerous what has been done. It is dangerous to tell the lie about being in the line and you saw someone getting steak and lobster and then they go out to the Mercedes-Benz. That is dangerous. And it's been happening ever since I've been alive. And so now I get on the airwaves and I tell about these lies, and this is why people feel so bad to tell people. And that's why I have no filter. When somebody tells me the story about, I had a family member that was buying this, and I had a family member that was buying that. And the people, wait a minute, here's the crazy part. There are people in this world that believe that if someone gets SNAP benefits, that they should not be able to buy Hostess cupcakes.
Mm-hmm. Or ice cream. Or a treat.
This is how cruel that we have become. And now, when is the real story being told? Well, the real story is now being told because now you get to see the real impact and who is getting these SNAP benefits.
It's horrendous, and I will say again, I looked at least in the state of Washington what the statistics show, or what has been found anyway to be proven, an actual proven fraud, and we're talking about people who are intentionally lying or they're selling their benefits, is estimated at well under 1%.
Jesus and Kent. Jesus and Kent just text in. Hey, Jesus, by the way, I'm going to call you out right now because this is the stuff I'm talking about. He says, hey, G, if they didn't buy junk food, they would have 20% more money on their SNAP card. Hey, right. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I want to, keep going, G. Keep going.
Right now, you can go and look this up. And matter of fact, last week, I can't say the name of I talked to a grocery store and saw the exact things that SNAP folks buy with their benefits. And guess what? Guess where junk food like this person talks about is that it's not there. Guess what? Milk is up there at the top. Butter, bread, those tortillas
yeah.
is up there. Water is up there.
We're with
Apple
steak and
juice
lobster.
up there. It wasn't even on the list. You want to know why steak and lobster is not on the list? Because guess you're not going to go and buy steak and lobster if you're trying to make your money stretch. Again, I want to say this again. 2/3 of those that are on SNAP are little kids and disabled. They're trying to make the money stretch. So again, the Jesuses of the world that come in and get all these stories, or the other people that talk about, well, EBT or SNAP is leading to the obesity in America. These lies being told are what is so harmful right now.
Yeah. I mean, if there is an obesity issue, which there is one in this country. In America, yeah. Look at the stats. And then how much cheaper is bad food than the good food.
Oh, you want the actual numbers there?
Yeah, actually,
okay, let's look at potato chips versus, say, kale, right? If you want 2,000 calories of potato chips, that'll cost you about $5. If you want 2,000 calories worth of kale, that's going to cost you about $35 or $40. That's the simple math of processed food in America, and why somebody might make the decision that, hey, I'm going to buy a soda because you know what? That fills my tummy. It makes me not have pain, because if you've never actually been hungry, and I haven't, to be clear, but from what I understand, it is extraordinarily painful.
253 says,
Brad and 253.
Brad, oh yeah, bro. Okay, you can read Brad.
Well, he said, why should our tax dollars be used to buy candy or sugary foods? How about healthy options only? Now, I'm just curious for the Brads and the Jesuses, and by the way, I want to just say thank you, because you're giving us something to respond to. Where is that energy? Where is that energy when we talk about the richest of the rich getting away with practical financial murder when it comes to the breaks that they get? And there's zero energy in that, but people are arguing whether someone should be able to buy candy or Hostess Twinkies. I mean, make it make sense, please.
I mean, for example, like the president valuing Trump Tower at what, $200 million for the purpose of taxes, but then valuing it for the bank at $750 million. Like that is a multi-million-dollar fraud you're talking about. And that's one instance of one rich person. And for all of you saying, hey, how dare they buy this? How dare they buy this? Money isn't being used well. How about what the good Lord says in John? If anyone has material possessions and sees a brother or sister in need, but has no pity on them, how can the love of God be in that person?
Well, don't bring up what my man used to do. You know, when he would go around, I'm sure he'd ask the people that. No, I don't want to go deep into that.
Human dignity is not a religious thing. It should be a universal human belief.
And right now, Braden Snohomish, why do you keep saying that they are myths and lies? There are literally tons of true stories about exactly what you're talking about. Well, Braden, have you seen them for yourself? You're lying right now by saying these stories. How about talking about the lunatics that are proudly walking out of stores without paying for carts full of merchandise? That's an entirely different thing. That's not SNAP. Braden, I agree with you. Theft is awful.
Listen, you always look. I'm going to say this. My mama used to catch me lying all the time, and I used to always wonder how in the world would she catch me lying. But then I forgot that she was a probation officer, and it was literally her job. But neither here or there. Now that in my lifetime, I always know when someone's lying. You know when someone's lying when they say there are tons of stories out there, but you ain't got one.
No, I mean, someone's going to say they've got their cousin, and their cousin flaunts what they're buying or whatever. And again, I'm not going to get worked up over that versus what billionaires are getting away with, and they're still getting fed. And what's happening right now is because of the tiny amounts of fraud in comparison to the number of people who actually need these benefits, no one's getting these benefits.
Or you guys mad about Tom Brady getting millions of dollars of PPP loans that didn't have to be repaid?
Thank you.
Are you upset with Brett Favre for stealing welfare money from the state of Louisiana to build a football stadium? He's not serving any time, But you know what? If people commit fraud on SNAP and they get caught, they go to jail.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Paul in the 253, you said it right. Where is the empathy? Okay, let's move on, because remember I told you about these unpermitted food trucks. They don't have any licenses, but you've seen them all over Western Washington. They're popping up everywhere, and we want to know what's being done with it or about it. And King 5 took a look and found out that in King County, health inspectors have been shutting down some of the bad actors, but they're not being cited. Sergio Garcia is the owner of the 12 Mex Kitchen Taco Truck, and he tells King 5's Maddie White that he pays a lot of money to legally operate his business.
Money per year do you pay to follow the law?
Some more than 50,000.
And these guys, meanwhile,
says nothing, not pay nothing.
And he says the number of unpermitted vendors are swamping those of the folks who are doing this legally.
The last concert is coming like a 75 people from to us sell the hot dogs.
75 carts?
Yep, the little ones for the hot dog.
So the fines are supposed to be $250, but that's not happening. And a statement from King County Public Health says, this is quote, "We don't typically have a business owner name associated with the vendors, and by nature of this being a mobile setup, we lack the property address required for the civil penalty process. It's really intended for fixed brick and mortar establishments." So again, 0 citations have been issued. Now, we looked into it. It's not just a King County problem. The News Tribune reports that complaints of unpermitted vendors have exploded by 450% since last year. And then since August, Tacoma Public Health has identified 21 vendors who don't have permits. They're all fruit carts or taco stands in Tacoma, Puyallup, Orting, and Bonnie Lake.
Well, if this was 2 weeks ago, I'd probably say, oh, come on now, you can't do this. But at this point, hey, hopefully some of those vendors feed folks that's hungry. How about that? At this point right here, well, all bets are off. Hopefully, hey, if you're unlicensed and you're not supposed to be doing it, you don't have a permit, at least can you help feed some folks? How about that? Matter of fact, send me the number, send me the address and location of somebody that's doing something.
Okay.
I'll go over there and just donate to the food spot right there.
Hold on. You got to admit, it is ridiculous to say we cannot find them or we cannot address this properly because we don't have an address.
It is ridiculous. I agree.
How about you staff it properly? See that this is a problem, and the reason it's a problem is because if you don't have a license, you don't have to go through the rigmarole or meet certain standards, and that could mean people get sick after eating some of that food.
Mm-hmm. But that food be good.
Well, some of it is really good, but still, you're taking a risk. And I don't think that's right. Yeah. And I would say that King County needs to make it much more of a priority to stop it, because otherwise, what's the incentive to stop? And I think it's unfair for those business owners who are doing it the right way. I would be frustrated too.
Before we get out of this, I just want to say one more couple things. People on SNAP pay taxes too. Just a reminder of that. Some Victorian on Tiger Mountain just texts us in and says, I can speak for truth for my daughter who is on SNAP for the kid's father that hasn't paid a penny in child support for my 2 grandchildren. She's going to nursing school and it's extremely tight. I'm helping her out. She's living with me. I've taken on 3 jobs. That SNAP money means everything to her. $500 a month. It's not going for junk food. It's going for milk, eggs, and a staple of a meal. Tired of other people's BS about candy and chips. If you haven't lived it, don't speak about it. Victoria, that last part, that if you haven't lived it, don't speak about it. Oh, thank you, Victoria.
On the other side, Oxfam America reports that by gutting 50,000 workers from the IRS, the wealthiest Americans are set to evade $30 million in taxes per day.
11 o'clock, the mayor, Bruce Harrell, will be in studio with us. Make sure you stick around for that. And coming up, we'll tell you the most critical thing that's missing from your calendar and why it's even more important than scheduling your next doctor's appointment. Gee and Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
Well, you're getting ready every morning. Make us part of your routine.
What morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO News Radio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO News Radio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
Get set for fall entertaining with incredible deals at Dania Furniture. The fall entertaining sale features huge savings on select furniture and decor for every space, from dining and living rooms to guest spaces ready for overnight stays. Refresh your home today and make it holiday ready just in time for the gathering season ahead, but only for a limited time. Dania Furniture. We make it simple, you make it home. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at daniafurniture.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Open enrollment for Medicare happens every year, but for a lot of people, it's still confusing. Hi, this is Herb Weisbaum, the Consumer Man. Don't worry, help is on the way with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit brought to you by the Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program. Find out what's changing and learn about your options for Medicare with 7 easy steps to get ready for open enrollment. Order your free copy of the Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit at insurance.wa.gov or pick up a copy at your local library or senior center.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com. advancedhair.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a Good to Go account, you'll now receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A Good to Go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. The Trump administration is sending mixed messages on whether or not emergency money will, in fact, be used to at least partially fund SNAP food benefits. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
On Truth Social, President Trump posted he would be withholding Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits until the government reopens. But Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins suggested earlier the USDA will continue paying during the shutdown using contingency funds. She said it will be a cumbersome process and benefits may be delayed for weeks.
The city of Seattle is not waiting. Mayor Bruce Harrell declared a limited civil emergency proclamation to provide $8 million of food for the 50,000 city residents who rely on SNAP. The city council approved it. Councilmember Maritza Rivera.
I just cannot believe that in 2026, this is happening in the United States of America. It is not okay.
The money comes from a city contingency fund and will continue through the end of the year or until SNAP is restored. This is Election Day, and one of the key Seattle positions up for a vote is the city attorney. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin takes a look.
Ann Davison is going up against Erica Evans. Davison was first elected in 2021. Evans is also a former federal prosecutor. In the August primary, Evans had a 22% lead over incumbent Davison.
Many of you are also voting for a mayor today. Seattle's race features incumbent Bruce Harrell and challenger Katie Wilson. In Tacoma, council members Anders Ibsen and John Hines are vying for the spot Victoria Woodard is leaving. Everett voters are deciding between incumbent Cassie Franklin and challenger Scott Murphy. The race for mayor of New York City is coming down to the wire with Democrat Zohran Mamdani, independent Andrew Cuomo, and Republican Curtis Sliwa on the ballot. This voter leaning toward Mamdani.
He seemed to have a lot of energy and cares for the city, and I saw a lot of things on the ballot about housing and affordability, and I think he's trying to tackle it.
The 34-year-old Queens Assemblyman could become the second youngest mayor in city history and the first Muslim mayor of New York City. Voters in New Jersey and Virginia are choosing a governor today in races that might reveal the country's mood 9 months into President Trump's second term. Wall Street is down on fears of AI stock valuations. The Dow right now is down 300 points. NASDAQ is off 425. KIRO News Radio traffic's returning to normal after a crash on Highway 99 near the stadiums and on the I-90 bridge after a disabled vehicle. You're still bogged down over the Tiger Mountain Summit westbound State Route 18. That's due to a crash involving a semi. Travel times, Everett to Seattle, 22 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 41. Renton to Bellevue, 32. And your lake bridges are wide open. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 48 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. We like to make sure that we get our facts right. And Chef, I think it was you who announced about Brett Favre.
Yeah.
And someone says we incorrectly referenced the state of Louisiana. The scandal occurred in Mississippi.
Correct. And I think it was a volleyball
And
court for his daughter or something like that.
The point was, though, but we want to make sure that we get it right. Hey, there is one critical thing that is likely missing from your calendar, and no, we're not talking about doctors or dentist appointments. I would maybe argue that it could be even more important than that, G. When was the last time you scheduled time with a friend? And the reason I bring this up is because friendships in this country are continuing to decline. This is according to Talker Research. The average adult now has fewer than 4 close friends. Over the past decade, people say they've lost about 9 friendships, mostly because of distance, life transitions, or they just don't have time. And it turns out that men are losing friends faster than women, and Gen Z is dropping them the quickest, about 10 close connections every 10 years. And psychologists say it's not that people don't care anymore, it's that modern life gives us fewer chances to connect. What do you think?
Well, I think that when we talked about the new normal during the pandemic, that's what we are in right now, right? There was a time where we were isolated. You had a lot of kids that were going to school in their rooms, right? Mm-hmm. So some of those kids that were maybe 16, 17 are now, some of them are 21, 22 years old right now. And then as far as for us adults, a lot of us adults are working from home. Mm-hmm. And if we're working from home, we're more isolated. Maybe some things are expensive to go do some trips or be a part of some clubs or some groups. So that is one thing. Also, sometimes you don't want to maybe go out to eat because you want to save the money. All that to say, I just want to say this. I'm in that boat. I am in the boat right now where I am less, how can I say this? I wish my wife was here. She could probably explain it better. I'm just less anxious. I don't have FOMO anymore. Any kind of, fear of missing out on any type of thing.
Maturity in a way.
I'll just stay home. I'll go to work. I'll do our men's breakfast every first Sunday. I look forward to that. But outside of that, I mean, I'm in that group.
I think I'm trying to think of when was the loneliest time of my life. And to some degree, it was when I was working so much that I did have to drop a lot of my friendships. And my social life was really geared around my family only. And in that sense, raising our sons with the very limited amount of free time that I had, and I'm especially thinking of the time when I was news director, which lasted for about 8 long years. Mm-hmm. And that was right in the center of, when my kids were in grade school. Yeah. And I just had to give up on a lot of friendships. It was either my job or my family.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the energy. And I would argue that right now you're in a phase where when you're not working here, you literally have 3 jobs.
Mm-hmm. I work a lot.
And you're working and you're working and you're working. And so now your free time is really your only downtime.
Yeah. Yeah. But, hey, my favorite thing to do, and I say this all the time, Ursula. When I'm done working, I got a section in my house. I have the loft and I have a couch. Mm-hmm. And I sit right there in my little corner of the couch.
Yeah.
And then that little
That's
lady,
where you get your peace.
that little old lady, Lily, she sits right down the way from right there.
Little old lady. I'm sure she appreciated that one.
That's right. I forgot. We can't say that anymore.
Oh, man.
I mean.
Yeah, your beautiful, brilliant wife.
Absolutely. She sits down the way, and that's it. That's my friend group.
But we do have a loneliness pandemic in this country. And I will say that my most vibrant social life is right now. And so for people who think that as you get older, and because that's kind of how the trend goes, as you get older, your friendships start to drop or decline. And I have been very intentional about making time for my current friends and then also making time to make new friends.
I make time here's what I do. I make time for people to make time for me. And I think what the stage that I'm going through, I'm no longer spending the extra time anymore to like, hey, nope, done. Done.
But you know what else I think, though, affects this whole thing of friendship? Is our phones. Social media.
Sure. Yeah.
Doom scrolling or just scrolling in general or feeling like, when was the last time you actually picked up your phone and called somebody instead of texting somebody?
I got one for you. When's the last time, and if you've had this happen most recently, then consider yourself blessed. When's the last time somebody just reached out to you and just said, hey, how you doing? You gotta ask my wife. Now, the people that have my number, it's not the case. But people that I don't talk to regularly, most of the time when they reach out to me, it's because they want something.
And that would get old really quick.
When does somebody just reach out to you and be like, hey, Ursula, how you doing? I just wanted to text you and check in on you. Like, those are the things. And that's why I'm at the point in my life, hey, don't worry about checking on me.
Yeah. But do you do the same?
Hell no. Not right now.
See, that's just it.
Nope.
Why do you expect someone to reach out to you and check out how you're doing?
Because
I actually reached out to someone that
I was doing that, though. What I'm saying is I'm telling you guys that I'm in a period of my life where that's shut off.
Yeah.
I think to your point, G, this is also a huge male problem. I'll be totally legit. I haven't seen any of my close group of friends in I don't know how long.
But you're in that phase of life
right
now. Sure,
part of it's kids. Like, those really dropped off after we had kids.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I haven't received a call from any of them. Like, one friend. No calls, no texts. And it's like, I feel guilty that I haven't reached out. But at the same time, I realize, like, guys just don't reach out, man. Like, unless you have a shared activity or thing that you get together for, like Sunday footballs at, Braden's house or whatever, or you're playing video games, like, guys are terrible at this. I mean, how many social activities do we plan for our families on weekends? It's usually mom that does all that.
Do you agree with Chef? Text us, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
I love this topic.
Yeah. The reason it's so different for me, though, is also, my kids are out of the house. Mm-hmm. My parents, I'm no longer taking care of elderly parents. Mm-hmm. I'm still healthy enough right now. And financially, I'm stable. So I am kind of I feel a very privileged position at this moment where I can be very intentional about trying to grow my friend group.
Yeah. I think that's great. I think it's healthy. I'm being serious. I think it is healthy. I think it is great when you have that type of reciprocal type of friend thing.
Yeah. I don't know and right now you don't have the bandwidth because you are so busy, but I would just be curious if you reached out to somebody, if you would make their day by just saying, hey, just thinking about you, how you doing?
Well. All right. Coming up next, scenarios, Gee and Ursula.
Top of the hour news, Heather was doing the Mpox story, and I said, what's Mpox?
The Jake and Spike Show.
I remember when the transition happened because the word monkeypox was deemed insulting.
Weekdays, noon to 3.
Who is it insulting to?
Monkeys.
Anytime a monkey heard you say monkeypox, they just kind of side-eyed you doing, hey, what are you talking about?
It's a show of respect.
Those primates were so sensitive. Pardon me, monkeys.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
As I was just mentioning, I have been blessed with a very long career and a family I truly adore. And as I look ahead, I don't want just a comfortable retirement. I want to leave a legacy. And Trajan Wealth makes that possible. The fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth understand that no two retirement plans are the same. They offer guidance on a variety of financial objectives, including ways to earn higher potential returns and address tax concerns. I never thought much about estate planning when I was younger, but now I see it as one of the most important gifts that I can leave behind. And as an independent firm, Trajan Wealth is not bound to just one line of products or portfolios. If you've ever wondered what legacy you can leave, Trajan can help you make a plan that reflects your values and protects your family. To find out how they can help you, call Trajan Wealth today. That's Trajan, spelled Trajan. Trajan Wealth at 206-656-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
I was blown away.
In a good way?
A very good way.
How so?
By the generosity of our neighbors.
Nice.
When Apollo Plumbing pledged our service fees.
Oh, right. To benefit Seattle Children's Hospital?
All month.
All the way to $20,000.
And even more, as it turns out.
That is generous.
It was more than I could have imagined.
It's a good feeling.
Which is why I'm taking a minute to say thanks.
To all of us who called Apollo?
And those who donated even more.
On your website, right.
You made it possible for us to help Seattle children.
Helping them provide patient care, support research.
And ensure no child in need is ever turned away.
Because we called Apollo Plumbing.
And made donations through our website.
Even more for Seattle Children's.
Thank you for helping us help them.
Giving is a good thing.
We're grateful to all who did.
It's good knowing Apollo Plumbing cares.
It's good knowing we're ready right now too, right?
Sure. That's what makes you Apollo Plumbing.
You call, we come.
It's fixed.
Guaranteed.
Gotta love Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi, it would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Hey, Brock Ewart here. It's such a joy for me to be joined by Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, I've heard so much about traveling physical therapists. What's that mean to you and IRG?
That's a great question, Brock. Traveling physical therapy right now, I think, is a fad, and a lot of young therapists are doing it, but they're missing opportunities that we provide here at IRG. And those things we provide at IRG are really important, and that's being part of a team and treating patients, building relationships, engaging with our community. That is so important. The other thing is they're not getting paid time off. A crew are paid time off, and they do not get continuing education, professional growth, and that is so important as a young therapist to have access to professional growth. The other thing is we have an enhanced compensation program here at IRG that our physical therapists, our occupational therapists can increase their earnings by engagement, outcomes, and intervention. That's what we're all about. We're about building a great culture for young therapists and all clinicians to work here.
Openings across the whole company. Head over to irgpt.com/careers, irgpt.com/careers.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Just a reminder, 11 o'clock, the mayor of Seattle, Bruce Harrell, is going to come in studio. He'll be right here. We'll be talking to him next. But right now, scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
My girlfriend and I have been dating for over 2 years. I love her, and we've talked about getting married, so that's great. I need help with the ring. She has expensive tastes, drives a nice car, and buys brand name only designer clothes. She has a good job, and I don't have any issue with that. I know the type and size of ring she's hoping for, and it's way out of my price range, like way out. So I had an idea. I'm thinking of asking her to pay for half of her ring. I would still be spending about $5,000 more than I was planning, but I think I can justify that if we're splitting it. After all, once we're married, won't we combine our income? So what do you all think of my plan? 888-973-5476. Ursula, you have to bat first.
You know your future fiance better than we do. How would she react to that? I think it's practical. If it's really, I would discourage anyone from going into hawk or going way beyond your means to get a ring. But if it's that important to her and she is making bank, then I would tell her, hey, when it comes time to me asking you, this is my budget. And if you would want a ring, beyond this, you can contribute to it. The other thing would be ask the question, get the ring that you can afford, and she can always upgrade.
Why would she even ask you for a ring that she knows is going to be way, way outside your price range? Because you said even splitting it would be $5,000 more than your budget, meaning at minimum it's $10,000 more than your budget. And I'm going to guess your budget was likely stretched a little farther than you thought you could really comfortably do because she has such highbrow tastes. I think that financial values can be just as important in a relationship as other values. And if she cannot understand what situation that you are in financially and she expects more of you, good luck, brother. Because I guarantee you 10 years down the road, you're going to be having conversations like, how come you ain't making more money? How come you're not doing this? You know what? I expected more out of this relationship. I expected more out of this life. Why do I have to fund everything? I want to be able to go on nice vacations, and you just don't bring enough to the table. Unless you can have an honest conversation about your finances, I don't see this going well for you.
Agree. Why are you laughing?
Because my man is in a situation where he can't win.
Mm-hmm.
He literally can't win. Just had a homie just the other day, had his engagement broken off with. She broke it off. She left.
Ooh.
And she took the ring. Now.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Now he's emailing about, hey, can I get the ring back? Crickets. No response. Now, you guys know the rule, possession, right? It's not really like she has to give the ring back. So you have that.
Can I just say something about that, though?
Go ahead.
You dodged a bullet. Yeah, he's out some money.
Oh, yeah.
He's out some serious money.
Yeah.
But if someone could be that callous, you didn't want to be married to her.
So,
your quick note, your buddy, in Washington State, engagement rings are what are called conditional gifts, meaning if the marriage doesn't happen, the gift legally has to be returned. Small claims for your bro.
Yeah, small claims court.
He's in, check out California.
Okay.
See what they say. Look, this is one of those deals where this is, you need to have, I think the best thing, you got to pull some Ursula sauce out right here. You just got to sit down and have a conversation. I don't know how the half thing is going to work. I don't know about Ursula's idea of buying a cheaper ring is going to work. Whatever's going to work is going to be a straight up sit down discussion, and you guys got to talk this out, and you let her know, hey, this is where I'm at. This is my budget. I'm even going a little bit, but man, and by the way, here's, I know y'all don't take relationship advice from G, but I got something for you that I'm gonna stand on.
Yeah.
Get with someone that is okay with your current financial situation. Get with that one. That's the one you get with. Trust me.
Okay, 360 texted in and says, jeweler here, do not start married life in debt. And I agree with that. Start with a lab-grown stone if you need to. No one can tell the difference. And find a local jeweler that will walk you thoughtfully through the process. Now, as I also know, like if my mom were told I've got a lab-grown stone, my mom would be one of those that would have been, she really believed in, I want the real thing, blah, blah, blah. But I think that's a great option. And again, we don't know enough about this couple, but I think the jeweler's point is well made. Do not start your marriage going into hawk over a ring.
She sounds like the type of woman who'd get it tested.
What do they say about Cali, Doc?
Oh, in California, it's a little different. So it's conditional gift, but it only has to be returned if the person who the ring was given to is the one who broke off the engagement.
Well, that's hard to prove.
We're only talking rings here.
Yeah, hard to prove. Hey, Nick, what do you got, bro?
Well, there's nothing wrong with the lady making more bread in this case, but I can see how he's in a bit of a dilemma when he wants to pop the question with a ring that's quite frankly out of his budget. And I do have questions for why she's asking for something I think she might know is out of his reach, because if it were me, I'm not going through these hoops. But the heart wants what the heart wants, and if you don't propose a 50-50 split on the cost, there's no way of her finding out your own feelings. Chef's on the right path, though. Get out of this money pit you call your soulmate before it's too late, because there's more expensive things along the way.
I'm telling you, man. I think that this scenarios is, while we don't know too much about it, but these are real situations right here. Like this financial stress.
Oh, yeah.
And, man.
Yeah.
Can I
share? Oh, well, I was going to say, can I share a little story? The first ring that Mark got me was like a promise ring. It was pink, and it was just not great, but he gave it to me, and I loved the sentiment. I just didn't love the ring.
Yeah.
And then he was able to upgrade it, and then when we got married, it was a very reasonable ring, and 20 years later, still married, and it, so there's chances to upgrade.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be right there before you even step foot together as a married couple.
You never miss a chance to tell that story.
Get with somebody that appreciates your income right now. Coming up next, the mayor of Seattle, Bruce Harrell, joins us. Gee Ursula.
Are you looking at senior living options for you or a loved one? If so, you likely have many questions like, what can I afford? How long will my savings last? And if I run out of money, will I have to move out? If these questions are weighing on you, I'm here to talk you through different solutions. Hi, I'm Amanda from Care Partners Senior Living. At Care Partners, we're focused on offering high-quality, compassionate care at very affordable prices to help stretch and preserve your assets. And if you ever run out of funds and need to convert to Medicaid, you won't have to move. We have vibrant communities throughout Western Washington, Spokane, and Arizona offering independent, assisted living, and memory care. Our caregivers are some of the most loving and genuine people you'll ever meet. Stretch your assets, preserve your estate, and never worry about moving. That's peace of mind in the Care Partners Living difference. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com. Care Partners is excited to announce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, Snohomish, and North Creek Bothell. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Open enrollment for Medicare happens every year, but for a lot of people, it's still confusing. Hi, this is Herb Weisbaum, the Consumer Man. Don't worry, help is on the way with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit brought to you by the Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program. Find out what's changing and learn about your options for Medicare with 7 easy steps to get ready for open enrollment. Order your free copy of the Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit at insurance.wa.gov or pick up a copy at your local library or senior center.
Get set for fall entertaining with incredible deals at Dania Furniture. The Fall Entertaining Sale features huge savings on select furniture and decor for every space, from dining and living rooms to guest spaces ready for overnight stays. Refresh your home today and make it holiday ready just in time for the gathering season ahead, but only for a limited time. Dania Furniture. We make it simple, you make it home. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at daniafurniture.com.
One day, the words on the page blur. You hold the menu a little farther away. It's subtle until it's not. At Near and Far Vision Partners, we help you see clearly, near, far, and in between. Expert surgeons, advanced technology, sharper focus for every moment. Schedule your complimentary consultation at nearandfarvision.com or call 425-900-2414. Near and Far Vision Partners in Bothell.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. A day after the administration said it would tap a contingency fund to pay SNAP benefits, there is confusion. Stacey Lynn reports.
On Truth Social, President Trump posted he would be withholding Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits until the government reopens. But Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins suggested earlier the USDA will continue paying during the shutdown using contingency funds. She said it will be a cumbersome process and benefits may be delayed for weeks.
Caitlin Huey-Burns reports there could be some movement on Capitol Hill on ending the shutdown.
You have a small group of rank and file Republicans and Democrats who are working together to try to find a solution. And what they're talking about here isn't all that surprising. It involves reopening the government and then a vote at some date certain to vote on these Obamacare extensions, subsidy extensions, these tax credits. That is kind of at the heart of the Democrats' argument here.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy warned today the shutdown could cause travel chaos if it lasts another week. Former Vice President Dick Cheney has died. His family says he died from complications of pneumonia and cardiac and vascular disease. He was 84. CBS's Major Garrett.
Dick Cheney, unlike many vice presidents, is not a footnote in American history. He's not a footnote in American presidential history. He was, without question, the most powerful vice president ever to hold that position.
Former President George W. Bush called Cheney a decent, honorable man. Cheney was a hard-charging conservative who was a leading advocate for the invasion of Iraq. Today is Election Day. There are gubernatorial contests in New Jersey and Virginia, where we find CBS's Nicole Killian.
Winsome Earl Sears, who is looking to make history today, as is former Democratic Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger. Regardless of who wins, a woman will be the next governor of the Commonwealth, which has not happened in its 4 centuries.
There is a closely followed mayoral election in New York and in California, the Proposition 50 redistricting ballot measure. More mystery drones have been spotted close to military bases and airports in Europe, as Vicky Barker reports.
This time it was Belgium, whose armed forces have been ordered to shoot down any more unidentified drones spotted over military installations. This after 3 consecutive nights of drone activity over Belgian sites, including near a military base where U.S. nuclear weapons are stored.
Stocks are down on Wall Street, partly due to losses in the same big tech companies that have been the main drivers of the market's rally this year. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Seattle police search for a dangerous robber. The story coming up. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. In Bellevue, a disabled vehicle is blocking a lane on I-405 southbound near 112th Avenue Southeast. You are slow back to Coal Creek Parkway. In Kirkland, a disabled vehicle blocking a lane on I-405 northbound near Northeast 85th Street, and you're slow back to Northeast 60th. You're still bogged down over the Tiger Mountain Summit westbound on State Route 18. That's due to a crash involving a semi. Traffic brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. Tired of uneven home heating and high energy bills? The Quilt ductless heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and savings.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Seattle police are searching for a vicious robber. KIRO 7 TV's Samantha Lomibao reports the SPD has just released photos of the man.
Accused of brutally attacking an 88-year-old woman at her Rainier Beach home on October 15th. Chris Potts lives in the neighborhood near 64th Avenue South.
All we heard the cops tell the fire department is she's missing a finger. My daughter and I are like, what?
When she fought back, police say the man bit off her finger. The suspect last seen in a black hoodie, black pants, backpack, and gray shoes.
We've put photos of the suspect at mynorthwest.com. The Clallam County Sheriff's Office has suspended the search for a missing boater due to dangerous river conditions. 39-year-old Alfonso Graham was on a boat that overturned on a river in Forks Thursday. Rescuers pulled two other boaters from the water, Christian Akers and his 7-year-old son Wyatt, who died. The Akers dog was later found safe by a Forks resident. A growing listeria outbreak is affecting people in multiple states now, including Washington. KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss reports.
The Snohomish County woman has just gotten out of the hospital after coming down with severe symptoms connected to the outbreak from pasta meals, frozen and ready to eat, available at Trader Joe's, Walmart, and QFC, and supplied by Nate's Fine Foods out of Northern California.
Grocery stores should be double checking, triple checking their freezer capacities too, to make sure that this product is off the shelves.
So far, the outbreak across 18 states has sickened 27 people. 6 have died.
This is General Election Day. This is an off-year election with no national race on your ballot. But Stuart Holmes with the Secretary of State's office says there are plenty of local positions, mayors, county executives, school board members. Funding might be on the line for your local school or fire department. In short,
these are the elections in which most directly impact your daily life on a regular basis.
You have until 8 p.m. to get your ballot into an election drop box. After their primetime win on Sunday Night Football, are the Seahawks looking to make a move ahead of today's trade deadline? ESPN's Adam Schefter tells the Pat McAfee Show.
Something is going on in Seattle. Seattle would be a team to watch.
Teams have until 1 p.m. to make a move. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 48 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Tuesday, November 4th, Election Day. Did you vote? And if you're new to the show, did you vote? And if you always come to the show, I want to know if you voted too. Everybody go vote. Good morning, Ursula.
Good morning. Text us. Let us know. 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. And as you mentioned, yes, it is Election Day. Voters are deciding whether to give Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell a second term. Harrell is the city's most experienced politician and is facing a strong challenge from Katie Wilson, a progressive organizer and founder of the Transit Riders Union. This race has been closer than many expected, highlighting deep debates over leadership style, accountability, and the city's future. And I'm happy to say that Mayor Harrell joins us now in studio. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
So you are the incumbent with so many years of experience at City Hall. Why do you think it's as close as it is?
Well, we understand the anxiousness that everyone should have when you have a president, again, that puts us on our heels with some of their policies. We understand the conditions in Seattle are not ideal when you talk about affordability and some of the challenges we have. What we have to make is the case that we have a strong positive trajectory, and we have a model by which other cities can learn in terms of housing affordability. We will invest $1 billion in the next couple of years. Public safety, we are rebuilding a strong public safety system. But, tell that to someone that's struggling to pay their rent, right? Or someone that was in a nightclub and there was an unfortunate act of violence. And so, we made a strong case, and we definitely think we're the strongest candidate to make the changes that people want to see. But again, I have to acknowledge some of the concerns people have.
Tonight, we will see the results between you and Katie Wilson. And look, not everybody is going to vote for Bruce Harrell. There will be some that don't.
I was going for 100%. So
you go for 100%?
Giving me this bad news this morning?
Well, yeah. I'm sorry. I'll be the one to tell you. It won't be 100% Bruce. But what is your message to the people that don't vote for you?
My message is, as it has been in previous elections, that they will not lose anything. If they're looking for a progressive change agent disruptor, look at my life, look at my legislative background, that I always fight for people who need a vote. People like me have historically been boxed out of power. And so when I look at power, and the mayor is a very powerful position, that it's incumbent upon me to make sure that all boats rise, that the voices that are not heard get an audience with my administration. So I tell those folks that when you get past the noise, we're trying to do the same thing. And I've said that to opponents in the past, and I'd say that to Ms. Wilson, that I trust that everyone's trying to improve public safety and trying to house people and trying to shelter people. So there's no loss, even in a loss.
Mayor, one more. You seem at peace right now. I've seen you over the last month or so, last couple months, but today, your energy right now, you seem really at peace. Am I right, and why?
Well, I had several drinks this morning, and it calms. Everyone knows I don't drink, so
that could get clipped.
Well,
that could get clipped.
Everyone knows
that was a joke, everybody. That was a joke. All right.
No, in all seriousness, everyone in my orbit knows I don't drink alcohol. In all seriousness, I'm a person of faith. I wake up in prayer. I have a wonderful family with my wife here, so I'm very blessed. And so when you have that peace, it comes from within, but through always realizing there's also someone else in charge, and that brings me peace every single day.
We're getting some responses from some of our listeners. Greg is one of our listeners who is saying, if you go down to downtown Seattle, you will know if you want to re-elect this mayor. I will point out that Greg doesn't live in Seattle. I do live in Seattle, and I have noticed some very positive differences. But I want to ask you to lay out what it is that you are most proud of in terms of changes that have been made during your tenure, and what would you still want to do with another 4 years?
Well, first, if you go to the waterfront and you go to Overlook Walk and you go to Pike Place Market and you look at the pedestrian experience around Pike Street, you'll see incredible improvements. We are very proud of that. Our plans and our investment strategy are to make downtown the most pedestrian-friendly area possible, a great experience. And that's how we will compete with other cities in this country. Now, yes, you see pocket areas of people still killing themselves, still loitering and doing drugs. And now that we have a police department and a care department responsive to their needs, we will be able to clean that up here in the second term. So I think people focus in on what you see that's negative, but let's just remind people what it was like 3 years ago. And where you see plywood now, you're seeing more and more businesses come back. This is a lot of work, and you have to know something about economic development and public safety strategies. And so that's what they have to look forward to, the intersection between public safety, economic development, and even having a great workforce. Now, I'll remind people that there's an education initiative on the ballot as well, which will allow, that I proposed, it will allow every kid in Seattle Public Schools to go to college free for 2 years. And I've been pushing that because that is the third leg of the greatness of the city we could do.
You're hearing the voice of Mayor Bruce Harrell here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Public safety has been coming up for the last 100 years. That has always been a concern of the people, public safety. And right now, you have recently hired a new chief of police, Sean Barnes. He is now a part of this, and he has just recently talked about, because last year there was a net positive of 1 police officer, and he predicts that this year that there will be a net positive of 100. Can you tell us about what your vision is still continuing for this police department?
Yes, and that's a huge contrast or distinction between my opponent and I. My opponent, up till this day, has never said what adequate staffing looks like, knowing that my opponent was the lead architect and voice on defunding the police. That's why this is a scary proposition. We should be fully staffed on the police side with 1,415 officers. And I've been saying that on the campaign trail when my opponent would not commit to one number. I said, well, 1,000, 800? You have to know ratios for per 1,000 residents in a city, number one. What I'm also excited about is we now have the ability to expand our care department all throughout the city, which will relieve pressure on the prior to one calls that officers have to go to. So you're going to see a great ecosystem, a public safety ecosystem under our administration. And quite candidly, my opponent knows nothing about public safety other than being an advocate to defund it. And I need voters, quite frankly, to understand that.
Just getting a text message from State Senator John Lovick, who says, I just left the graduation at the Criminal Justice Training Commission in Burien. He says there are 16 Seattle police officers graduating today. He says that is a testament of the great work the police chief and the mayor are doing in Seattle. Why do you think Katie Wilson has been able to tap into something within Seattle voters? She describes her leadership style as that of an organizer. You emphasize being a manager who executes plans.
And I think my opponent also describes herself as an advocate. You know, an advocate, you need advocates, but basically advocates are asking other people to do the work. If you think about it, we've been doing the work. And I think one of the appeal of her position is it's very easy to look around the streets and say they're not doing enough. If there's a great idea to do it, we will implement it. I have a great administration. Chief Sean Barnes is one great example. I can go through the department heads. Hamdi Mohammed is the Director of Office of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs as an example. Natty Walton Anderson, a former U.S. attorney and prosecuting attorney, head of my Chief Public Safety Officer. I put together a winning team. And so that's what you get going forward. And my opponent, again, has never even given a hint as to what her administration would look like, because quite honestly, it'd be pretty scary and through the eyes of many people. So we're excited about moving forward. We acknowledge that we have a lot of work to do. And her appeal, again, are to criticize where we can do better. We get that. When you have, again, a president in office that's calling our city a crap hole, and you have people angry at politicians, we get that. But that's no reason to vote out an effective mayor that has really given his blood, sweat, and tears to the city. And we're going to continue to do that work in the second term.
Mayor, you were a class valedictorian. You went to University of Washington. You got a law degree. You have now been mayor, obviously, of Seattle, which 41 departments that you oversee with a nearly $9 billion budget. Your opponent did not graduate college, and your opponent, the most that they have done is a $200,000 budget and have had no employees. What's your biggest lesson about leadership throughout the criticism that you're getting today?
I think the biggest leadership, the biggest, concern, I would say to answer that question is people have to really understand why experience matters. The stakes in Seattle are too high. That, again, we are talking about possibly losing federal funds for public safety, for transportation projects, and to learn on the spot into 2026 and 2027 for Seattle, the damage could literally be irreparable. That Seattle is redefining itself coming out of COVID, coming out of George Floyd, how we will be relative to economic development. You take the high-tech sector, for example. That's 40% of our jobs. And whether you love it or hate it, you have to understand that that is an economic generator for our region. High-tech, biotech, these sectors are critical to our success. And to have someone that doesn't understand strategic planning or economic development or even public safety will redefine the city. And cities do go bankrupt. Make no mistake about that. Cities do fail. They are like corporations. They are a municipal corporation by charter. So people have to understand the significance of this race at this particular time, and that's why we need a second term.
Mayor Harrell, you've mentioned that it's easier to criticize when you're not in the office or you have to make the decisions. You've had 4 years. You want 4 years more. What additional steps would you take to make housing affordability more accessible, basically, to more residents? You said there are a lot of people struggling, and we hear that every single day. And what would you do additionally from what you've done already?
Yeah, first of all, I don't think we really have an honest public conversation about affordable housing. Let me say what I mean by that. So we are a wealthy city. We have wealthy people moving here, and a mayor cannot wave a wand and say, all of a sudden, I'm going to make a $1.2 million house, once again, $400,000. The income increases have not kept up with the cost of construction, and you couple that with the tariff policy and interest rates and the cost of construction. So we never really talk about, and a mayor can never give up, but the mayor has to understand his or her charter purpose. Number one is to fund it. We will put $1 billion toward it. That's the fact of the matter is we have $350 million in our current budget. These are unprecedented numbers. The fact is, under my administration, we've built, created, and permitted 50,000 units in the last 4 years. No mayor has come close to that. We have to speed up the permit process because time is money. In a project at the University Village, we cut out 2 years of the permit process. You look at design review. You look at the zoning we're going to allow for downtown to have more residences downtown. So we will throw the kitchen sink at the issue. And my opponent, again, I've been doing housing deals, real estate investment trusts using tax credits, legal counsel, housing corporations for over 30 years. My opponent has, when I said zero housing experience, my opponent would talk about, well, I advocated for this. Well, I advocated for cancer cures too and donate money to cancer cures. That doesn't mean I'm an oncologist. And so that kind of lack of experience will slow up the progress through a permitting and through an investment strategy to mitigate the effects of housing unaffordability.
I've got to say that if you are to win tonight, and it sounds like we might not have full results maybe for a few days, you would be beating a trend recently when it comes to Seattle mayor. What do you make of that Seattle voters don't give mayors more than one term? So it is a very tough job. I can't go a day without being recognized. And when you make difficult decisions, you're either going to please 50% of the people or tick 50% of the people off. And you have to make those kinds of decisions almost weekly, if not, or monthly or weekly. It's a tough job, and once again, the rumor mills or the social media can be very brutal as well. Okay, that's sort of life now. And what I say is, in my orbit of friends, we know our North Star. We know who we are. You keep doing the work. There's one thing about my administration. We work hard. And as the executive, I have to set the tone, the pace, the commitment to tenacity. And everyone that works for me will say, man, this guy never stops. This guy, what is he on? And I tell them, number one, I'm always on faith, but I'm on energy, I'm on love. I want to fix the problems of this city. Not only just fix them, I want to make it that I wanted this city to be the envy of other cities in terms of affordability, in terms of education, in terms of public safety, in terms of being able to have a political discourse without yelling at one another, right? Mm-hmm. It's okay to disagree. But it's also okay to listen and try to understand first the other person's opinion before you disagree. And that's how we run this city. So we're excited. We're energetic. And we think we're going to claim a victory right now when the votes are cast at 8 p.m. this evening. Mayor, I want to say that our text line is filling up with people, not all live in Seattle, but who have visited Seattle recently. Ryan in the 360 says, please let the mayor know that my wife and I had been avoiding going up to Seattle the last 10 years. We stay in our bubble in Mason County, but recently I went up to Jazz Alley, saw a couple shows with friends, and I really do notice an improvement. And from listening to him and seeing what he's trying to do, I feel like he's done a really good job. We have many text messages that are saying the same thing. I just want to say, as someone who lives in Seattle, I have noticed a difference, and this election is critical for the city.
You know, at some point, and I don't think it's going to be this week, but in years to come, you know, Bruce Harrell will officially hang it up and be done in office, and your wife will be happy to back then, you know, at that point, have you home. From your time in office and when it is officially done years from now, what do you want Seattle to know that you stood for?
I want Seattle to know, number one, that I talk about my personal faith, that all of my political decisions, all of my policy, and I've passed over 1,300 bills, that all of them were always designed to uplift people, to support businesses because they employ people, not just the CEOs or CFOs or the CTOs, but the janitor and the security guard. I want them to know that my charter political responsibility would try to keep them safe, and I will try everything, even if they're controversial. I will err on the side of trying to keep people safe. That's why I use technology. As a former technology attorney, I'm always interested in what can be deployed to protect people. So I want my legacy to be that I had a true North Star, and I was always consistent with that. And I have to say, unlike my opponent, who now is not a defund person, I get that. It's okay to change positions. It's not okay to change your North Star, because your North Star never changes. Your North Star was always there. I reserve the right to change an opinion. That's all cool. You should. You shouldn't be so hard-headed that you don't become malleable to listen to others. But your North Star has to stay there. And that's what you're seeing again when, you know, if you have a North Star, it's not hard to answer questions. You could ask me any question. But if you notice, my opponent struggles with answering questions. And I'm thinking. The problem is because my opponent is trying to think what's politically expedient, what fits into my narrative. I know my narrative. That's why I could go on any of these talk shows and any of these studios down here and shoot your best shot, because I know my North Star. And that's the legacy that I want, as he always knew his North Star.
Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell, we thank you for your time. Good luck with tonight's election. And I'm sure we'll be talking to you again.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Coming up on the Gee Ursula Show, it's time for Agree to Disagree. Gee Ursula.
All right. This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes, The John Curley Show.
And the reason I love autumn the most, and I guess that's why I love to grow pumpkins,
Weekdays 3 to 7.
is because it's nature telling you summer is over and soon it will be dark and it will be cold and there will be no light. And just before, nature says, here's a prize for you, because we know you're going to go into hibernation. So here's orange and yellow and fiery colors everywhere. So this is our final gift to you.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at Progressive.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no